All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. All right, it's a Ratazah, and this is going to be a video basically backing up, or just basically to continue from the last video I uploaded, which was like a 2-minute news clip. A particular news station was doing a story on how basically the government shutdown is affecting the FDA's ability, if you will, to do their necessary food inspections, man. You know, what you see, this is an article a brother has sent in the group chat from a website called The Week. All right, you see the title. It says 80% of America's food hasn't been inspected during the shutdown. All right, and this article goes back to January 9th of 2019, this year. All right, and yeah, man, which this could potentially lead to what? It could lead to a pestilence, okay? Because the food that's in these supermarkets are already defiled and contaminated with God knows what, you know, all types of GMOs and you know, bacteria and whatnot in these foods, man. Now the fact that they're not being inspected could make matters worse, man. People are buying these items and they're consuming them, man. These things could bring forth a very grievous pestilence, man, or some type of outbreak. You know, people dropping dead of certain illnesses and diseases. You know, or hell, it might even result in a famine, man, where they gotta step in and they gotta pull these items off the shelves because they're not cleared. All right, so to speak. And hey, these supermarkets gonna be empty, man, and that could very well bring forth a famine, which all of these things are prophesied in the Bible to come. All right, and I'm not going to read the article. All right, I think the point is already made. I put the news clip up yesterday. You could just watch it yourself, or you know, seek it out on your own. But I'm just getting into some scriptures. This is let's see. I think Jeremiah 43 and 11. You know, this government shutdown, man, this government, you know, basically the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, and his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, whose name is Yahushua, they're doing a marvelous work through this government shutdown, man. Because ultimately it's them who have the control over this whole scenario, man. All right, Trump is not in control. The international bankers are not in control. This is all the bidding of Yahweh Yahushua. All right, and they're using this government shutdown to just pick America apart from every possible angle, man. All right, and this is Jeremiah 43 and 11. It says, "And when he cometh, he shall smite the land of Egypt, and deliver such as are for death to death." Yeah, and basically today, you have Babylon the Great, or America. It's also known as Egypt, man. Okay, pursuing to Revelations chapter 11, where it says their dead bodies should lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. All right, so this land known as America is spiritually known as Egypt. Why? Because it takes after the same customs. It worships their gods and deities. You know, the so-called white man, who's Esau, Edom, you know, he worships Egypt, man. That's why you look around, it's all types of Egyptian structures. All right, you got these obelisks in the form of these skyscrapers that we call buildings. You know, you got certain cities like Memphis. All right, these cities are named after places in Egypt, man. You know, the back of the dollar bill, of course, we all know has the Egyptian pyramid with the all-seeing eye on top, which is pretty much the emblem for the Illuminati. Okay, so this land is Egypt, man. And it says what? It says when he cometh, he shall smite the land of Egypt and deliver such as for death to death. So there's going to be a lot of death coming in these last days, man. You know, if you've been keeping up with the news, okay, judgment has been increased. You know, with barely not even you know, we're barely halfway through the month of January, and there's been all types of judgments and grievous deaths. You know, it says reading on, it says, and such as for the captivity to the captivity, and such as for the sword to the sword, man. Yeah, so the sword represents death and destruction. All right, and this government shutdown is basically opening doors for that to occur, man. All right, that's not what I wanted, but that was a good one. But I might be thinking about Jeremiah 15:2. Okay, yeah, this is the one I wanted because it actually mentions the word famine. And this scenarios as far as the FDA not being able to inspect this food because of the government shutdown. As I mentioned, man, that food, man, as I mentioned, it's already contaminated and defiled as it is. Now, for them not to be able to inspect it, man, people purchase these items and they consume it, man, it could you know, it could bring a heavy pestilence on a society or a famine, man, to where these items have to be pulled off the shelves and brought back, and people not gonna be able to eat, man. It's getting real out here. It's Jeremiah 15:2. It says, "And it shall come to pass," all right, which is meaning it's gonna be a future prophecy. All right, it says, "And it shall come to pass if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for death to death." Right, like we read in Jeremiah 43. It says, "And such as for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine." You see, so people are appointed certain ways to die, man. You know, whether you're going to just get straight or get put to death, all right. Whether the sword, you know, or famine, man. And pursuing the what's that? Lamentations, the 4th chapter, which I might get that next. It says basically famine is, you know, in so many words, famine is probably the worst way to die, man. Where your body is literally eating itself, man. You know, it says, I'm gonna just finish the verse off. It says, "And such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity." Matter of fact, let me read verse 3. It says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord: the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. Right. So this is a good scripture to use when dealing with these different creatures, man, that are attacking, you know, especially these Edomites. You know, I just seen another article a brother dropped where a big ass alligator or crocodile just straight up ate his handler, man, which of course was a damn devil, was an Edomite. So even these animals is getting in more in that spirit of coming against you people, man. You know, and there's going to be other creatures that the Lord's going to have manifest that's going to use as tools of judgment. But just to stay on the topic of the famine and the pestilence, I'm trying not to make this too long of a video. I'm gonna get Lamentations 4 and 4:9. All right, it says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger." You see that? So it's better just straight up to take a sword to the throat or a knife to the chest than to sit there and not having eaten anything in 3-4 days or 2 weeks or however long it takes before that hunger starts to settle in, man. Your body is literally eating itself, man. And you got to sit there and just take it and man, that's torture. All right. And right, for individuals that are appointed to die by the way of famine, that means that Yahweh Shai, he really hates you, man. All right, to put you through that amount of suffering and agony. All right, I read it again. Lamentations 4:9. "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field." Right, so they're gonna be begging. They're gonna wish they had a piece of fruit. They're gonna wish they had a drop of water, you know, to just tap their damn tongue, man. All right, but through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai and through His judgment, He's not going to deliver it to them, man. He's going to make sure that you starve and you die and you pass away, man. You know, that's a very gruesome way to die. All right, let me get on one more. I believe it's Ezekiel 5:12. This is kind of on the fly. I didn't write any scriptures down. I think it's Ezekiel. Okay, this is Ezekiel 5:12, which this chapter I believe is dealing with the nation of Israel. All right, Ezekiel is cursing out Israelites. Then when you jump up, like verse 5, all right, it mentions Jerusalem. So this is really talking about Israel, but ultimately these plagues are going to overtake the world, man. All right, pursuing the Isaiah 13th chapter, the Lord will punish the world for its evil. But it all starts with you Israelites, man. Which the Israelites are you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All these things are going to befall you in these last days, man. All right, and the righteous amongst Israel, which is the elect, are going to be preserved. They're going to be shielded. Okay, and hey, speaking of famine, the elect is going to eat, man, pursuing Isaiah 65:13. But it says, this is Ezekiel 5:12. It says, a third part of thee shall die with the pestilence. All right, you see, a pestilence is basically like an outbreak, a disease outbreak. All right, you read the not read, you watch movies like Dawn of the Dead. All right, what's the other movie? The Crazies. It's a lot of hell shit. The Walking Dead, the TV show, The Walking Dead. All these movies and shows is based upon a certain disease or some type of bacteria that gets out, and people start bugging out, man, turning into zombies, dropping dead or what have you. These things are coming, man. All right, and this government shutdown with this FDA approval is only a start. It's only the beginning, man. It's going to continue to snowball, if you will, and get even more serious, man. So it says Ezekiel 5:12 again. It says, a third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. It says, reading on, it says, and the third part shall fall by the sword round about thee, and I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. Right, so man, basically, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to bring a grievous judgment on this earth, man. Starting with you Israelites, man, you 2/3, man. All right, the ones that are not taking heed and that have not been chosen by Yahweh Yahushua, man. Death is basically waiting for you, man. In the form of these, whether it's a pestilence or a famine or the sword, and ultimately nuclear fire, man. But yeah, I just want to do a quick video on that, to kind of back up the news clip through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to highlight and bring these things out, as these days go by, waiting for America's ultimate destruction, man, because these things is happening, man. So Lord willing, that was edifying, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakwadash, and Lord willing, to the next video. Shalom.